Start to file in for the last regular season home game of this year for the Mountaineers. Coming into today's contest, Mohawk sits at 1-7 on the year, and the Redeemer Royals, well, they're just one game ahead at this point. They sit with a 2-7 record. Starters for the Mountaineers: Sam Pockernick gets the start at the guard position. Leanna Hughes, Beth Minnelly, Emily Chapinier, and Didi Otong round out the starting five for the Mountaineers. Looking at the other side, Michaela Blackburn, the 5'7" guard, fourth year, is in the backcourt for the Royals, as is Toby Brinkman, Julia Pavlik, Alyssa Zinley, as well as Katrina Martin and Alex Webb. And we are off and we are underway here in Tuesday night action at the D-Bar. Royals will begin with the ball. We're going to look into the post instead. Driving into the lane, ball is attempted to be kicked into the corner from Webb to Martin. So 10 on the shot clock here early on. And talking to head coach Kevin Duffy before the game, he's speaking about how defensively they had to put a lot of pressure on the Royals and prevent any kind of passes into the post like that one right there. And a partial block on the play. Hughes the other way to Pockernick. Is going to miss her first shot of the game. Webb gave it to Martin. We got a travel right by the free throw line for the first turnover of the contest. So talking to Kevin Duffy before the game, he said they had to put a lot of pressure defensively and make sure to prevent any kind of passes into the post where the Royals are so lethal. And on the other side for Redeemer head coach Jesse Van Hal Ingen, he was saying the same thing. They got to put a lot of pressure on defensively at this point, as well as rebound the ball effectively and use their height to their advantage. Basically, the key to the game for him coming on the road, he was saying that, you know, whichever team turns the ball over less at this point, he believes will win this contest. And so far, the Mountaineers are winning that battle by a margin of 1-0. So as per tradition, a little issues with the shot clock here at the D-Bar. Nonetheless, action resumes. Chapinier with the travel there, picked up her feet due to the pressure of the Royals. So the crowd a lot healthier now than if you were here just about 15 minutes ago or so. We're about less than 10 people now. I'd say we got a good crowd of almost 30 or 40. Blackburn's going to inbound from the sideline. Get it into Hughes. Into Martin, my apology, and a charge on the play. So the defense so far for Kevin Duffy's squad picking it up. So for Kevin Duffy, talking to him before the game, he says it's been a bit of a tough go to say the least. They've lost a total of 9 players at one point since the beginning of the season. He says that makes it an issue because they have a much shorter bench and their tempo on offense is up rhythm and they want to create more pressure, but obviously losing 9 players while you shorten your bench, and the conditioning can only go so far before you have to get back to the basics defensively. Royals trying to find the first points of this contest. Ball skipped across the pond, and deep right wing three hits the front right side rim. Otong's got the rebound, and again, another travel, so the second time in a row for Chapinier and now Otong. The pressure of the Royals making the Mountaineers pick up the ball before they think about the actual pass. Martin into the post. Swung to the left side, three. It's going to be a deep two. They're going to call the first basket of the game goes to Alex Webb, the first-year 5'6" guard out of Waterdown. And terrible press by the Royals means an easy convert the other way for Didi Otong. We're all square at 2 here early on at the D-bar. Didi Otong on that last basket came into the game averaging 5.3 points per game, shooting 67% from the free throw line and 26% from the field. Just over the outstretched hand of Pokranik, so the third time the Mountaineers have wasted an offensive possession. And again, the pressure of the Royals already a factor here early on your Tuesday evening. OCAA women's basketball action Tuesday night here at the D-Bark, being brought to you by M-Link Sports and Entertainment. The male counterparts will be playing at 8 p.m. after this contest. Make sure you tune in for that one. Greg Campbell bringing you through your Tuesday night action. Bennett's got the ball. He's going to force her way into the paint, hits the side of the glass board. Ball touch pass in the left corner, hits the front rim. After Pavlik was screaming for it, the fifth-year guard out of Waterloo, Ontario. Sam Pokranik. Team's leading scorer at 18 points per game. Shoots 43% from the field. What's she going to do? Is she going to make it 1-on-1 on the contest? Misses that one. Webb to Pavlik, into the paint, and Brinkman's going to get fouled. So Abby Bennett will get charged with her first foul of the contest, the 5'8" guard out of Brampton, her first year out of eligibility. Just under 3 minutes played so far here at the D-Bark. Not a whole lot of scoring. And both coaches and their teams true to their word before the contest. The pressure for both sides seems to have gone to the offensive fluidity of both teams. Bennett's going to pick up back-to-back fouls there. So a quick 2 for Abby Bennett. Cue the substitution from Kevin Duffy. Hannah Zinkowicz will check into the game, the first-year 5'9" forward out of St. Thomas More. Kevin Duffy says having her back in the lineup is going to be huge for the Mountaineers in this contest. We'll see if that holds true. And into the paint, off the right side, missed as Brinkman secures her own rebound. He's going to force it up a third time, not the charm. Again, tipped around. This time, Leanna Hughes with the foul. So the Mountaineers right now with more fouls than points at this point. We're going to get an offensive foul on the play. Brinkman setting the screen illegally. Parente is going to inbound the ball to Pokranik. Parente, the 5'6" guard out of St. Jean de Brebeuf, seeing her first action on your Tuesday night. Kevin Duffy before the game talking to him about who's going to step up for this Mountaineers squad. Pokranik obviously leading the team with 18 points per game. Says having Leanna Hughes back in the lineup is a big boost, and we can see why. Second in the team in scoring, averaging 8 points per game, shooting 28% from the field. And oh yeah, she does a bit on the boards as well. 7 rebounds a game as well as almost 3 assists per game. So the Royals passing it around the pond. Looking to the paint instead, defers for a long 3, shot miss. Rebound Royals, reverse and in. Katrina Martin, the second-year forward out of Stony Creek, converts. And good hustle on the play by Michaela Blackburn is going to give the Royals an extra possession. Never mind, Mountaineers still have possession due to the possession arrow. But again, it flips it, and the pressure so far the Royals getting a bit to the Mountaineers. 4 minutes in, we have a total of 6 points. Hughes trying to find Zinkwich, another turnover by the Mountaineers. Webb being hounded right now by Pocknick. Look at this pressure by the Mountaineers defense. Pocknick's going to pick up Pavlik. We got a bump on the play, so it's going to be called a hold. So Sam Pocknick maintains that effort for about 13 seconds before finally getting called on the play by Paul Johnson. Stacey Newbigging, Paul Johnson, and Christopher Bucella, the officials on the court for this contest. The aforementioned Newbigging is going to call the foul on that one. And the Mountaineers' quick, feisty hands at the wrong time is already paying dividends for the Royals. Bonus situation, and we are not even 5 minutes in to this first quarter. Toby Brinkman converts her first, coming into the game averaging 3 points per game, shooting 65% from the line. So the lead extended to 4. Parente skips it over. And a missed opportunity from Minnelly. Again, the Mountaineers break the press beautifully and then get caught on the other end, and that's not what you want at all. So Parente with the foul, a pair of substitutions. She's going to be checked out of the contest. Coming in for the first time, Jamie Goit, the 5'8 guard out of Mount Hope Ancaster, as well as Emily Chapinier, the 5'10 center out of Sir Winston Churchill in her second year. So we can already see early on Kevin Duffy has a few more weapons, to say the least, at his disposal. Parente's in early, Goit's in early, Zinkwich is in early. Good press break by the Mountaineers and a poor finish at the other end on the intended pass from Goit. Pocknick's going to try and cue the double. Ball's going to be passed around into the paint right where they want it in a convert. Toby Brinkman, the convert, the 6-foot forward out of Ottawa, Ontario in her third year. That will cue a timeout from Kevin Duffy. Exactly the way Jesse Van Halen wants that press broken, and quite frankly, the Royals offense to run. He says it runs through Brinkman, and you saw it at the end of that beautiful full court press break. Brinkman comes into the game. Toby Brinkman averaging 15.5 points per game, shooting 38% from the field and 68% from the free throw line. Kevin Duffy and his squad, a bit of a struggle right now. 1-7 on the season, and his team trailing early on by 8. For Van Halen, well, his team is doing what they're supposed to do. They're only 1 game up, even though playing 1 more game so far than the Mountaineers. But so far, their pressure defensively as well as their rebounding, his 2 keys to the game when I was talking to him pregame, is what has them ahead at this point by 8. So Tong and Parente hearing some instructions right now from Duffy, as Kevin Duffy and his squad need to get to a quick turnaround here coming out of the timeout to break any momentum of the Royals so far. The Royals in a similar position to the Mountaineers earlier on in the season, as they only have 3 substitutes on their bench. So Van Houwelingen was saying before the game how conditioning was a bit of an issue to begin the year, and quite frankly, I can see why. 8 players and the pace they play at currently, it takes some time to get adjusted. But we're going to talk more about his interesting story with the Redeemer Royals in the next timeout break. Again, another rebound. Brinkman scoops it in to her teammate. Shot was missed by Webb. Minley to Goit. Now it's the Mountaineers into the paint, and that's blocked by Brinkman. Toby Brinkman doing it on the offensive and defensive end. Katrina Martin has it. Thought about calling her own number, deferred. Pockernick, one-on-one the other way. Off the left-hand bump, no foul on the play. Pockernick's going to try and make up for it defensively, but again, the Royals have figured out their scheme defensively at this point. And that backdoor cut, the Mountaineers use all the time in and out of the toilet bowl, unfortunately for Martin. Zinkwich, cross corner to Pockernick. Bring it to the right side. 8 on the shot clock. Goit, deep 3, misses everything right into the hands of Brinkman, who outletted it to Palvik, skips it over to Webb. Webb scooping in. Pretty move, Alex Webb. And a double-digit lead for the Royals, who lead 12-2. Kevin Duffy calling out the play, 23 right now. Tried to find Pockernick streaking to the left, right. And again, an errant pass by the Mountaineers. So Otong will check back into the game. Full court press right now by the Mountaineers. That 2-1-2 full court press. And the Royals break it exactly how you want it. And Brinkman with the convert. We'll see if Duffy goes back to after a successful break by the Royals. Chapinier, a little bump on the play to Webb, to Hughes, or to Otong. Chapinier calling for it. Comes out, and a turnover. Coast to coast, Julia Palvik high and up and in. And after getting the basket, a timeout on the floor by Jesse Van Houwelingen. But again, can't call the timeout corrected by Paul Johnson. You cannot call a timeout unless you have been scored on. Mountaineers break the press. Will they convert on the other end? Not so far. And again, a turnover. So that is the third time we've seen at this point Kevin Duffy and his squad break the press and come up with zilch at the other end. And a timeout now called by Van Houwelingen, with his team leading big, 14-point lead, 16-2 they lead with 2:22 left to go in the first quarter. Kevin Duffy and his squad talked about, pressure, a perimeter passing before this contest, but so far Van Houwelingen and his squad have done what they will. So talking to him before the game, he says, it was a little tough for him. He started this job for the Royals on August the 17th. So to put that in perspective, most preseasons begin by this first or second week of September at the latest. So the coach had to come in his first year. He had to gain the trust of the team. And while with a team of 8, he says it's quite frankly much easier to bond than a team of 15 or 16. And what they've done so far, he's already hosted 2 barbecue parties, and they're going to be having a Christmas party this coming Saturday. He says that's made it easier for this team to bond, and so far they have a royal bond, to say the least, with a 14-point lead here early on. Will the Mountaineers figure it out in this last 2:22 of the first quarter? Paul across the pond, deep right wing 3, wide open, and converts is Julia Pavlik. Again, lack of pressure by the Mountaineers. Palvik, the team's second leading scorer, averaging just a hair under 14 points per game and shoots 30% from the field, is able to make it rain. Brinkman with the block, Palvik with the ball. Over to Blackburn, now her turn. Right into the waiting hands of her teammate, a missed opportunity on the play by Martin. Again, the boxing out for the Mountaineers has not been there so far. Pocketed creates contact and one. Right now, despite the convert from Sam Pockernick, a visibly upset Emily Chapinier headed to the bench. Seemed a little bit upset, took that mouth guard out in between that and one call there. Sam Pockernick, the 5'7" guard of Oakville, Ontario, the team's leading scorer. Chapinier a little upset on the bench there. We'll see how she reacts once she gets back into this contest. Confusion by Bennett, broken coverage by the Royals, and a convert on the other end by Blackburn. Abby Bennett didn't know where she was in that full court press, and an easy layup for Michaela Blackburn. The lead 16. Pockernick pass is telegraphed and almost picked off across the pond this time to Minnelly. The front rim, Bennett skying in, doesn't get that rebound. Alex Webb. First your guard out, water down. Handoff. Pavlik. Nice little touch pass inside. Too strong for Lucy Brinkman. First year forward out of Ottawa, Ontario. Pockernick, deep right wing three, got it. Pocket corner three. Sam Pockernick trying to get the Mountaineers back into this contest. Only shoots 28% from the three-point line. And a nice response, Michaela Blackburn. What you can do, I can do better. And the Royals doing a magnificent job to this point. 16-point lead. Mountaineers theoretically could have the last possession shot hoisted by Hughes into the hands of the Royals. Jesse Van Houwelingen screaming last shot. This is what the Royals will have. A prayer straight away. Falls well short. But that's an anomaly for Julia Pavlik and the Redeemer Royals, who end the quarter with a 16-point lead. They lead 23-7 over the Mohawk Mountaineers. Kevin Duffy and his squad, a tough start to this game, to say the least, despite having a couple players black, including Hannah Zinkwich and Leanna Hughes in the lineup. It hasn't been a formidable performance so far in that first quarter, and you can see the body language of Chapinier right now, who I mentioned when coming off the court on that last and one by Pockernick, seemed visibly distraught. But for the visitors, it's all smiles right now, and why not? Coming into the game, they said they had a lot of trouble finishing games. Well, they're off to a good start at this point. A 16-point lead is a comfortable way to make sure you don't blow a lead like that. And despite being 2-7, they have been in a lot of contests at this point. They've only lost their last 2 games. Meanwhile, the Mountaineers have lost their last 5 contests to this point. Considering this is the last game for both squads before we head into the exam, holiday, Christmas break, whichever you may call it, well, there's got to be a little extra motivation because they're going to have time off. The players, the coaches, I'm sure some of them will hold practices over the break or tournaments, but this is the last opportunity to make a mark in the OCAA women's standings in the West Division before the start of the second half of the season, where both sides are really going to have to put pedal to the metal if they want to climb back into the standings. The Fanshawe Falcons, who were here just over a month ago, currently lead the West Division with an 8-1 record, followed by Humbert, also tied at 8-1. Sheridan sits at 8-2. St. Clair sits at 6-3. Lambton at 6-4. And then the list goes on as Redeemer and Mohawk, comprised of 2 of the bottom 3 teams in the OCAA West Women's Division. Second quarter action underway here at the D-Bark. Michaela Blackburn is going to try and get into the high post. Ball swung out around the perimeter. And a beautiful backdoor cut on the play and a convert. Alex Webb. Alex Webb, the team's third leading scorer, averaging 9 points per game. Makes it a quick 2 for the Royals. Hustled by the Mountaineers, still ends up in the hands of the Royals. Parente trying to stop Pavlik. Pavlik blows by both of them. Ball fumbled around by Bowman. Back to Webb. Skipped over to the left side. Blackburn, shot missed. Bennett rebound. Power dribble right hand to Pokranik. Parente. Right wing 3 is missed on the play. How about Sam Pokranik? And well, she makes it pop through the net. So Sam Pokranik, a team leading 5 points through the first quarter, adds another 3 here to begin the second quarter. Leading scorer so far in the contest, Julia Pavlik for the Royals, 7 points. Toby Brinkman with 6, as well as 6 rebounds. My goodness, she may be to that old-fashioned double-double from Timms at the half. And outside of Pokranik on the other side, well, the only other basket scored by Didi Otong. The Mountaineers will head to the line courtesy of Abby Bennett. Mountaineers shooting just 21% in that first quarter compared to almost 38% for the visitors. 8 turnovers as well for the Mountaineers compared to just 3 for the Royals. And talking to head coach Jesse Van Houwelingen before the game for the Royals, he said whoever wins the turnover battle should win this game. And well, they're winning on the scoreboard and in the turnover margin right now. Abby Bennett makes good on her first. Comes into the game averaging 5 points per game. Shoots 26% from the line, the 5'8" forward out of Brampton, Ontario. So you get a friendly roll on the second one. So far, the Mountaineers doing a better job. They've only trimmed the lead by 1, but they are scoring right now, and that is the key compared to that first quarter. Brinkman inside, and Brinkman to Brinkman is quite a lovely connection. It's as if they've been playing together for a long time, to say the least. Parente to Bennett. Bennett doubled in the corner. Parente barely gets that ball, kicks out of pocket. Pocket gets defender in the air, and Webb. Nice floater off the right hand, shot missed. Brinkman with the rebound. Pavlik to Webb. Webb, uncontested 3 into the hands of Bennett. Abby Bennett looking for Sam Pokranik. Tipped on the play, I assume. No, it's not. Thought Julia Pavlik had a hand on that one. Referees say they don't. So substitution coming. Alyssa Zilny. A little bit of a kerfuffle on that one. The 5'8" forward out of Aurelia, Ontario. Zilny will inbound the ball. Bowman got it over to Pavlik. Pavlik matched up with Pokranik. Crossed over to that left hand. Cue the high double from the Mountaineers. Pressure by Kevin Duffy's squad. Tried to scoop it over to Bowman. And the Mountaineers defense plays a role. So the lead, the exact same as we had coming into the second quarter, and that is 16 points. My apologies, 17, so a 1-point increase so far by the Royals here in the second quarter. Minnelly on the left wing. That ball tipped around into the hands of Bowman. Pavlik. Chapinier with the rebound to Minnelly. Minnelly 5-on-1 the other way to Pokranik, who tried to look for someone in the corner to no avail. Otong Minley skips it around. Poknick gets doubled. We got to swing that ball quicker. Poknick on the right wing, that hits the right side, and I would frankly call a bad possession for the Mountaineers. Every single time Sam Poknick is getting that ball, she's getting double teamed in that pocket corner. It is a prime position for any defense to prey on its opponent. The counter to that, well, simply you got to either skip it directly across the pond or move it around the world and eventually get to the other side. The key to breaking any kind of double or pressure is ball movement quick and often. Substitution coming for Kevin Duffy. Alex Parente is going to check back into the contest. The 5'6" guard out of St. Jean de Brebeuf. Tong, team's fourth leading scorer. There you go, there's the ball movement. Poknick open look on the left side, and she makes it count. Poknick, nothing but net, adds her second 3 of this quarter. She's in double figures. Pavlik is stuffed on the play by Parente. Handoff, tried to hand it off to Poknick. A foul on the play by Toby Brinkman, who hustled back. A substitution for the Royals. Michaela Blackburn's going to check back into the game. Fourth-year guard out of Oshawa. So Mountaineers will have the ball close to a full shot clock. Parente right away. Shot missed into the hands. Brinkman had the rebound. So Brinkman and Pavlik so far leading the way for the Royals. Brinkman 6 points and 6 rebounds coming into the second quarter. And Pavlik with 7 points, going 2 of 4 from the field. Good defense by the Mountaineers. They're going to need more of that, though, more often. They've only trimmed the lead by 2. Just over half of a half left here at the Deep Arc in OCA women's basketball action on your Tuesday night. That foul on the play won't help from Leanna Hughes. So Tuesday night OCA women's basketball action. Greg Campbell bringing you through the play-by-play, being brought to you by Emling Sports and Entertainment. The final home game of the first half of the season. Mountaineers come into the contest 1-7 on the year. The Royals, playing one more game, have a 2-7 record. But right now, they're sticking it as they've doubled up the Mountaineers to this point. Hughes right away. That's good. Leanna Hughes with the deep 3. Hughes, who's only played 5 games at this point and still is the team's second leading scorer, coming in at 8 points per game. With a big convert there. Poknick, nice little swing pass into Hughes. She's going to get called on the foul, are the Royals. And good transition by the Mountaineers. The team's 2 leading scorers hooking up on that play. Hughes will be the beneficiary and will head to the line for 2. Shoots 30% from the line at this point. Shoots 28% from the field, averages 7 rebounds a game. A timeout called by Kevin Duffy with 4:48 left here in the first half, and the Mountaineers trailing by 12. So the Mountaineers came into the second quarter down 16. They've trimmed it by 4, and it's because they are beginning to move the ball more efficiently. What is puzzling, though, and I'd like to see what's going to happen moving forward, is a lot of players are taught to shoot when they have their open shot. Well, so far it's been working for the Mountaineers in the last couple minutes. But we're seeing a lot of these possessions at this point. They're running almost like a Golden State or Phoenix Suns offense when they had Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire. They're getting these shots up in pretty much 7 seconds or less on their offensive possessions. But so far, it's steady as you go at this point. for Jesse Van Houwelingen and his squad. Double-digit lead to enter the second quarter, and they still have that with 4:48 left in the first half. So Hughes will head to the line, a 30% free throw shooter, 5'8", forward out of Oakville. You know it's a bit of a struggle from the line when the shooting percentage from the field is similar to that of the free throw line. Makes the second there. Is rewarded with a trip to the bench, oddly enough. So Hannah Zinkwich, the 5'9" forward out of St. Thomas More, will check back into the game. Again, this press not working for the Mountaineers. Webb's got it. So drive in with that left hand, coast to coast. Again, passive defense by the Mountaineers on that press. Alex Webb, the easy convert with the left hand, with the odd hand for her. And it's as easy as you'll ever see with an odd hand layup, in her opinion, I would guess for sure. Ball skipped across the pond. Minley drives into the lane. That's a good looking shot. And that's what the Mountaineers need more of. The 5'7" guard out of London, Regina Mundy. The quick convert there on the other end to respond to the wet basket. Brinkman in. Toby Brinkman with the and one opportunity. According to Royals head coach Jesse Van Houwelingen, says their offense runs through her. And well, you can see it. They're looking for her in the high post, low post constantly. She'll earn a trip back to the line. And why not? She averages 15.5 points per game, shoots 38% from the field, and close to 68% from the line. Pockernick looking for Parente. She's going to hand it off. Cross to the right side for Bennett. Bennett gets the ball back. Looks to hand it off. Gets to Minley. Minley's going to get blocked on the play. Katrina Martin with the half-hearted effort still gets the block. Parente looking for Bennett. He's got to get that ball off. Almost turned over in a forced shot with 8 seconds on the shot clock. It was 0, sorry, my apologies. It was 2 on the shot clock. So the right idea on the play by Zinkwich, no convert, unfortunately. So if you didn't know, the old rules a couple of years ago, any air ball meant a, for the other team, once they got the next possession, it was usually inbounded under the team's old basket. But they've switched that rule, and now it's out by the free throw line extended. Just a little nugget of information for you there. Brinkman again is going to create contact. Again, she'll hand it to the line. Zinkwich on the trail end of that one. They're going to actually call Beth Minley, though, with the foul, even though Zinkwich got beat on the play. So Toby Brinkman having her way so far with the Mountaineers defense. The 6-foot forward of Ottawa, Ontario. 1 of 3 from the free throw line in her last pair of trips. So Goit is going to check back into the game. Bennett's going to check out. Minley's got it. Just over 3 minutes left here at the D-Bar. Mountaineers haven't done much in this second quarter to get back into the Royals lead. And again, the pressure on the play by Toby Brinkman causes a turnover. Blackburn matched up with Minley. Takes a screen from Brinkman. Pull-up jumper. That is high, and that is tipped around by Parente. Thought Pockernick was a Royal. And due to that mental lapse, the Royals will get a second opportunity. 14 on the shot clock. Webb got Parente in the air over the Blackburn. Back into the pocket, left corner, right into the waiting hands of the Mountaineers in Zinkwich. Pockernick trying to find Minley right into the hands, touche of Webb. Webb's nice little touch pass, 1-2 into Blackburn. Fight on the floor for it. Who's going to end up with it? We're going to call it a kick ball first on the play. So the Mountaineers have just over 2:20 to break into that 14-point lead. The Royals putting on a show here at the D-Bar. Backdoor cut. Staple of the Mountaineers offense works to perfection. Minley to Pockernick. Pockernick with over 8 points here in this second quarter alone came in with 5. Brinkman almost another and one. So the Royals' best player responds to the Mountaineers' team lead score and will earn another trip back to the line. And the handful of Royal fans making themselves heard. Outside the men's team, I can only spot 3 Royals in colors, but they are making more noise at this point than the Mountaineer faithful. Minley, nice take. Beth Minley saw the defense open up. Didn't even have to think about a pass. Nice no-look pass into Brinkman, and a shot missed, a rare miss by Toby Brinkman. Parente's got it. Skips it back and forth with that left and right hand before dribbling it with the left. Loses the handle. You can tell that's not her strong suit with that left hand into the lane. Blackburn to Webb. Pavlik. Tell by her reaction that's not what she wanted on that shot. Team's second leading scorer coming in, averaging just a hair under 14 points a game, shooting 30% from the field. Also averages 3.2 rebounds a game and close to 10 rebounds, averaging 9 to be exact. Toby Brinkman averages a double-double on the year, 15.5 points, 10.5 rebounds. And she's got to be close to that at this point here in the first half. Otong. Kevin Duffy urging his squad after the turnover there. They've shrunk the lead a little. 4 points, not a lot, but it is a starting point. Can they go on a mini run here to end the first half? It'll make things a lot easier coming out of the half. Toby Brinkman doesn't want any of that. Neither does Blackburn. Brinkman's going to end up with it. Over to Blackburn. Pavlik with the rebound. Shows why she's the team's second leading rebounder, but right into the hands of Sam Pockernick. 10-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Royals will have the last possession. And again, blocked on the play. Again, we see Katrina Martin not even having to extend that much. But again, a pair of blocks for her here in the second quarter. Pockernick's going to have it. Pockernick wasn't aware of her footing on the play. Turnover by the Mountaineers. And with 12.5 seconds left, Kevin Duffy is going to try and squeeze one last offensive possession out if they can get the turnover. Webb was looking for the football pass to Blackburn. drew the defender out into the hands of Pavlik. Pavlik drives by Minelli. She's going to go up and blocked on the play by Leanna Hughes. Pokranik's going to get that last shot. And a missed opportunity, had to throw out the prayer, and that is the end of the first half here at the D-Bark. OCA women's basketball action, and the Mountaineers trail by 12 heading into the half. So the Royals, the pressure by both sides so far, but it's been the Royals. Pavlik with the convert on one end, and again, the defense of the Royals and the rebounding ability so far of Redeemer has been an issue, to say the least. Royals in transition, making royal amends of the Mountaineers defense. Pokranik and Hughes trying to get something going for the Mountaineers. But it's the Royals so far that have looked the better part and look to push their record to 3-7. And at the half, a 37-25 lead for the Redeemer Royals. We'll be back with second half action here on MLink Sports and Entertainment. We're back live here at the D-Bark on your Tuesday evening OCA women's basketball action. Second half action, the final home game of the first half of the season for the Mountaineers, who trail by 12 coming into this third quarter. Kevin Duffy and his squad 1-7 on the year, trying to make it 2-7 and match up with the Royals, who have one game in hand, but they do sit one game ahead with a 2-7 record and the basement dweller set standings of the OCAA Women's West Division. Webb's got it on the left wing. 3, that's a good start. Alex Webb, 1 for 1 in this third quarter. The Royals picking up right where they left off. Webb had 8 points in that first half, now in double figures in the contest. And a 3 made by the Mountaineers in response. So a 5-3 lead for the Mountaineers in this third quarter in terms of outscoring the Royals. And a tough basket by Julia Pavlik on the other end. Mountaineers break the press. Pokranik skips it across the pond. Minelli's got a head fake. Right into the hands of Hughes, almost turned over off the hands of Pavlik. Back to Pokranik. Royals with the rebound, Hughes with the push, and possession for Redeemer. So Toby Brinkman, 12 points, 8 rebounds to lead the Royals in the first half, including 6 of 10 from the free throw line. Michaela Blackburn chipped in with 6, as did Julia Pavlik with 7. And Alex Webb, as we mentioned before, had 8. Pokranik, the team's leading scorer, no surprise on the other end. 5 of 13 for a total of 13 points and 2 of 5 from the three-point line. Hughes and Minelli both with 4 points apiece to be tied in for second in the team in scoring. Minelli's going to try and get a 3. That's going to be missed. Champagnet hustling for it. So to reiterate what we talked about at the top of the broadcast, talking to the head coach for the Royals before the game, Jesse Van Hallingen, he said whoever wins the turnover battle is going to win this contest. And well, we can see it here to start the third quarter. They led 37-25 coming into the third quarter play, and they also had only 8 turnovers, which is pretty high for most teams, but they've forced 15 for the Mountaineers, and that is why they're up double digits still to this point, a 13-point lead to be exact. So after a hot start to the third quarter by both teams, a little slower here now as play begins to settle in. Hughes on the left wing. Right into the hands of the Royals. Webb. Blackburn, touch pass into Brinkman. Chapinier is going to get called for it. She's not happy. It doesn't matter. Toby Brinkman will head back to the line. Brinkman 6 of 10 from the free throw line in the first half. Just below her season average of 68%. The 6-foot forward out of Ottawa, Ontario. We've seen this a couple times now. Strong finisher at the rim. She's having troubles, though, converting at the line. And immediately, the pressure by the Royals after Brinkman makes. Got basically a 2-2-1 full court press. Mohawk's going to break it. Bennett skips it in. Zinkwich off her foot. Back to Pokranik. Parente called for it. She's going to get it. Gets Blackburn in the air. She makes it count. Alex Parente with her first basket of the third quarter. Got Michaela Blackburn up in the air on that play. A rare sight for her. Pavlik the other way, coast to coast. Easy make. We've seen that a number of times now. Julia Pavlik just asserting her will on the press break. Bennett the other way. So a little bit of a track meet here again. More to Kevin Duffy's style. Up-tempo on the offensive and defensive end. Blackburn. Right to Pavlik, who averages close to a double-double, almost with the scoop layup. Zinkwich to Minnelly. Royals staying in that zone defense. Not a very high 2-3 defense. Pokranik gets it almost after being stolen by Webb. Parente gets Blackburn again in the air. Skips it to Minnelly. Off the front rim. And a couple of bumps on the play. Pavlik's going to finally draw the foul off Abby Bennett. Bennett in the first half there. Only a single basket and 3 rebounds in just under 6.5 minutes of court action. Nice give and go. 1, 2, 3, and the Royals head to the line. Katrina Martin will be the beneficiary on that one. Again, just the fluidity of the ball movement for the Royals. You saw Brinkman have a touch on it immediately to Blackburn and then immediately to Martin. Katrina Martin averaging just under 8 points per game, shoots 26% from the field, 57% from the charity stripe. Averages 5.5 rebounds almost a game as well, and makes good on both there. So the lead has increased to begin this third quarter, just by 2 points, but still, the Mountaineers trail by 14. OCAA women's basketball action at the D-Mark on your Tuesday evening. Greg Campbell bringing you through the play-by-play action, courtesy of M-Link Sports and Entertainment. Pair of substitutions coming up for Kevin Duffy. Parente was thinking about it a little too much, picked up her dribble and didn't move her feet properly. So she's going to get subbed out. As is Zinkwich. Making her first appearance in this contest is Emily Andreas. We've seen her be a staple so far in this Mountaineers offense and defense in terms of time and possession. But with the added pieces back for Kevin Duffy, she's been a non-factor tonight. And oh, what a beautiful and one! Katrina Martin falling to the floor, throws it up, still gets the basket to go, and that's the kind of day it's been for the Royals so far. Martin makes her second consecutive trip to the line. Witty move, not the result you want. Mountaineers got caught going to Kevin Duffy for a timeout situation kind of there to discuss things. Little did they realize she had made the basket and there was only one free throw. So Martin had the right idea in trying to force a quick shot, miss it intentionally, get the rebound and get 2 instead of 1. Instead it's an air ball and the Mountaineers end up with it on the other end. Hughes to Pokranik off the offensive rebound. A block on the floor. Martin calling for the travel. She's not going to get it. Instead, a foul called on Toby Brinkman. Brinkman's got 3 to this point. Sam Pokranik, the team's leading scorer, had 8 points in that third quarter alone. 13 coming into the second half. Just below her season average of 18 points per game. Shoots 43% from the field and 81% from the line. Webb's got it. Matched up with Pokranik. Martin. Ball swung into the corner. Blackburn looked for the reverse. Royals still have the ball. Blackburn, pocket left 3, nothing but net. Michaela Blackburn, 0 of 6 from the 3-point line. Before that, make that her first tray of the evening. Andreas almost got called into travel. Pokranik, right into the hands of Brinkman to Pavlik. Pavlik bounce pass inside to Webb. Webb's going to fight for it on the floor. Bennett is going to half-heartedly try and rip it. The possession arrow favors the Royals. So Kevin and Duffy and his squad going to have to make a run at some point here. Just under half of a quarter left here in the third. Tong and Parente are going to try and be the two that kickstart that swing. Blackburn's got it underneath the net. 15 on the shot clock. Brinkman wide open, matched up with Otong. Bounced into Martin. Into the hands of Parente on the turnover. 2-on-1. Nice tip on the play. Unfortunately for them, it ends up in the hands of Sam Pokranik, who's as close to automatic in those situations and converts. Webb picks up her dribble. Again, defensive play by the Mountaineers. Numbers again, 4-on-2, 4-on-3. Tried to bounce pass it in. Webb read it. And Brinkman is going to go the other way. Bennett is going to try and contest. Brinkman's shot got altered on the play. She's smiling about that. She knows she should have converted that. That's not like her. Hughes tried to force it into Bennett on the play. Miscommunication. Hughes staring at official Paul Johnson from behind. Luckily, he didn't see that. She gave him pretty much a death stare. Thought there was going to be a foul on the play. But there is a timeout on the floor. And a 16-point lead right now for the Royals, who lead the Mountaineers 51-35. OCA women's basketball action being brought to you by M-Link Sports and Entertainment. The male counterparts for both sides will be taking to the floor at 8 p.m. Jesse Van Hallingen and his squad only 2-7 on the year, but they have not looked back since that first quarter where they raced out to a 23-7 lead, and still they maintain a lead in this third quarter. The Mountaineers coming into the second half only shooting 30% from the field, up from their totals of the first quarter where they were only shooting 21%. Meanwhile, the Royals, well, they're shooting 36% from the field in this contest, and they shot 35% in the first half total and in the second quarter. So similar numbers. They've been steady as they come. And despite having a short bench, well, I think that conditioning has paid off. So Mohawk's going to try that full court press again. Just a straight man-to-man they're going to drop back into full court press. Webb gets doubled. Ball ends up in the hand of Blackburn. Blackburn makes it rain. Hits it from the pocket left corner three, responds to the pocket right corner three. The biggest lead of the contest so far for the Royals at 19. Otong's going to force one, and she makes the long two go. Didi Otong, not in her wheelhouse normally, that shot, gets it to go averages just under 5.5 a game. And a rare turnover at this point by the Royals. Second time we've seen the mesh have to be fixed. Official Christopher Bucella with his first and only basket, I would assume, of this contest. Obviously doesn't count. Zinkwich to Parente, who's called for the ball. Will she make it count? Yes, she does. Ball on the floor. Blackburn back to back. Michaela Blackburn does it again. Same spot as the last shot. Zinkwich, the short 10-footer on the other side. Pavlik is going to give it over. Brinkman is going to create the contact strip and then a follow through on the foul, much to the dismay of the Mountaineer faithful. So it looked like Zinkwich had a clean strip on the play, but the follow-through gets the wrist of Brinkman, and Brinkman will head back to the charity stripe. Brinkman, quite a performance so far at this point, if you ask me. Coming into the third quarter, had 12 points and 8 rebounds in just under 16.5 minutes of action. So with 1:53 left here in the third quarter, 14 on the shot clock. The timing starts to become more and more important for the Mountaineers. Bounce pass into Brinkman from Blackburn. Otong with the high point and rebound. To Minley. Gets past Webb. Minley pulls up her dribble. And it's going to be a reach-in on the play. Pavlik called on that one. So official Stacy Newbeing, Paul Johnson, Christopher Bucella. I would say so far an easy contest and an easy call there. As Minley dug her elbows in on that screen for the far side. Now, what you guys may not know is that these OCAA officials are being watched every single game. They're being evaluated and they're being graded every single time. And they're actually live in the audience right now. If you see on the far right side of the stands, the front two gentlemen, one in the baseball cap and the gentleman beside him. Well, those two are the ones that are ruling and grading the officials for tonight's contest. Zinkwich tried to save it. The Royals are going to end up with the ball. And another substitution from Kevin Duffy. A little too late on the play for Leanna Hughes. She's going to have to wait till the next stoppage. Luckily for her, it comes basically 5 seconds later. So Paul Johnson will make the call. He's going to beckon in Hughes. And Zinkwich checks out. So the bonus situation for the Royals. A little later this time, if you remember and you're paying attention in that first quarter, the Mountaineers had a quick 5 fouls, and the Royals had the bonus situation for the last 5 minutes of the first quarter. And Julia Pavlik and company have converted to this point. Redeemer has 15 points off turnovers coming into this third quarter, compared to just 6 for the Mountaineers. Otong's got it. The pressure still hasn't stopped for the Royals, despite having their biggest lead of the game. Chapinier with the forced shot. Minley with the rebound. The converts missed. And a foul on the play. And that's important because it's going to be the 4th of the contest for Toby Brinkman. One more, she will be out of this game. Larissa Bowman is going to check back in. So you see a semi-harmless foul, but again, she's falling to the floor, a little reach in there. And the officials are going to call that one. If you're someone that has 3 fouls, that's not the kind of foul you want. If you're going to start giving away fouls when you're in that type of situation, they better be hard fouls according to most coaches, I would argue. Nonetheless, her team a 19-point lead. As the shot clock expires, shot missed by Minley. Pavlik's got it. Nice stretch outlet pass. Pull-up jumper, missed by Bowman. Secures her own rebound. Oh, almost had the and one on that play. So Larissa Bowman already making an impact coming into this contest. Subbing in for Toby Brinkman. Bowman on the year averaging just under 5 points a game, shoots 28% from the field and 69% from the charity stripe. Averages 5.5 rebounds a game as well, and 1.5 assists. So again, theoretically, this should be the last possession of the quarter. So the officials telling the scorers table they turned off the shot clock a little too early. Stacey Newbigging on that one. So basically a 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, but theoretically it should be the last shot. Never mind. Second time I've said that. Second time the Mountaineers and one. Well, that time it worked out. Beth Minley with the and one. The Mountaineers did that in the first quarter as well, and well, the Royals ended up having almost the last possession before Pockernick hoisted a prayer. Gets the 3-point play the old-fashioned way to go. Pavlik's going to try and beat the press all by herself. She beats 3, pulls up her dribble. Almost over the head of Webb. Shot clock turned off. Gets Chapinier moving. Scoop blocked on the play, Emily Chapinier. So 2nd half, look for a quick pass and shot. Right underneath the net, I would assume. With the hands of Webb into Minley, and that will end the 3rd quarter. The Mountaineers finish off slightly strong, but still they trail big. 18-point lead for the Royals through 3, 62-44 here at the D-Bark. See Sam Pockernick with the deep 3 of the Mountaineers. Bennett with the layup. But Pavlik on the other side, we've seen a couple times, seen her take it strong to the rim. And needless to say, some harsh fouls being called against the Mountaineers, but they haven't been tough when they have fouled. And easy plays like that, no rebounding, and an easy convert, and an impressive convert by Katrina Martin. Sam Pockernick trying to do all she can so far for the Mountaineers. Through 3 quarters. Well, there are 4 Royals. That's half the team, folks. Remember, they only have 8 players in their lineup to begin with. Well, 50% of them have hit double figures to this point. Michaela Blackburn is the team's new leading scorer after a pair of 3s in that 3rd quarter. She's got a game high, or team high, 15 points and 3 rebounds. Still only, though, 3 of 10 from the land beyond. Brinkman, 14 points, 9 rebounds. She's only got 1 more rebound to go before she gets that double-double. She's 3 of 11 from the field. Julia Pavlik, well, she's been pretty efficient. 4 of 9 from the field, 13 points, 5 rebounds. And Alex Webb with 10 points. On the other side, it's been the Sam Pockernick show. 3 of 9 from the land beyond, 7 of 18 from the field, and a game-high 19 points. Beth Minley, second on the team, 7 points and 5 rebounds. And then 4 Mountaineers to be exact, at 4 points apiece. Leanna Hughes, Beth Minnelly, Abby Bennett, Alex Parente, and Didi Otong. So the Mountaineers still making up the difference in the turnover margin there. Much better quarter. Only 4 turnovers in that third quarter compared to 6 for the Royals. The issue, they just haven't been able to find the back of the net, back of the basket consistently. They still trail by 18. Mountaineers trying to improve to 2-7. The Royals 3-7 before the Christmas holiday break. OCAA women's basketball action here at the D-Bark on your Tuesday evening. Greg Campbell bringing you through the play-by-play action, courtesy of M-Link Sports and Entertainment. So as per usual, a little bit of a shot clock issue, game clock issue. Christopher Bucella making sure with the scores table everything is okay. And we will be underway here in the fourth. Minnelly matched up with Webb. Over to Goit. 2-3 zone defense by the Royals. Minnelly, right wing 3. And a tipped ball around into the hands of Blackburn. Webb gets triple teamed almost on the play. Hustle by Goit. Mountaineers almost had it. More importantly, they've burned 5 off that 8-second backcourt. The Royals got to get it across quickly. And right into the hands of Pokranik. That forced defensive pressure pays off dividends for the Mountaineers. Goit with Pavlik across the pond to Pokranik. Touch pass to Goit. He's going to get, looked like a push on the play, instead a travel called. Applying the pressure on the play was Bowman. Pavlik sidesteps Goit to Blackburn. Matched up with Minnelly to Pavlik to Webb. Takes the screen from Martin. Loses her dribble, falls to the floor. Ends up in the hands of Bowman. Bowman triple team. Mountaineers, do they come up with it? Yes, they do. Pokranik, the recipient, to Hughes, to Bennett. Bennett kicks it back out in a charge. There's the issue right there in a nutshell, folks. Mountaineers have an opportunity. They make the great defensive stand. And on the other end, they can't convert. They either turn over the ball or things like this happen. And it's frustrating for Kevin Duffy, to say the least, I would assume. Zinkwich is going to check into the game. Bennett checked out. Duffy and his squad, though, not relenting on that full court press. They're looking to double right on the corner spots anytime that first pass is made. Touch pass to Blackburn, off glass. Minnelly with the rebound into the hands of Hughes. Over to Pokranik. Pokranik numbers, now 2 on 3. Sidesteps her man, can't convert. Pavlik with the rebound. To the corner. Blackburn thought about it, had the crowd on their feet almost in that moment. Instead, a turnover, a scrap for the ball. Who's going to end up with it is the Mountaineers. Shot clock, huge issue there, wasn't reset properly once clear possession was made by the Mountaineers. So New Bigging telling the scores table to reset it to 16. Parente is going to check into the contest. Goit is going to check out. Alex Parente inbound the ball, 4 points, 2 rebounds so far in this contest. Hughes, pocket right 3. Long rebound into the hands of Bowman to Martin, to Blackburn, to Pavlik. Pavlik finds Webb. Back to Pavlik. Match up with Parente. Crosses her over into the lane off the right hand. Forced shot missed. Parente gunning it down the court. Calls her own number, creates the contact. She's going to head to the line. So Alex Parente will head to the line. Mountaineers trailing by 18. Time running out in the hourglass. Parente will make that first count. The 5'6" first-year guard out of St. John de Brebeuf. About a 15-minute drive from here. Webb decided to pick up her dribble, still finds Bowman. Bowman's got to look for the double. Parente should have just used the sideline as her friend on that play decided to reach in instead. She's going to get called for the ticky-tack foul. Bowman to Webb. Webb crossed over Parente, creates contest against Zinkwich. Zinkwich's feet were sliding despite the dismay and the pleading from Leanna Hughes. I believe that is the right call on that play. Zinkwich was sliding outside the restricted area as she was going into the lane, and Webb is rewarded with a pair of free throw opportunities. It's a beautiful sound when you hear nothing but net. Webb averaging 9.1 points per game, only shoots 46% from the line, 100% on that trip. Webb 10 points entering this fourth quarter. Again, that looks like a 3-2 zone dropped into 2-3 by the Royals and a turnover again by the Mountaineers. Webb's got it with that right hand. Outlet to Martin. Martin uncontested with the left hand. Parente was looking to draw a charge way out of the range of Martin. Martin, all I had to do was touch it off the glass, and that's what she did. Pocknick right wing three shot missed into the hands of Hughes. Hughes was looking at Pocknick, decided to take. Well, Pocknick ends up with it. Over to Parente, deep three. It's going to be a foul on the Mountaineers. Zinkwich getting called. And you can just see how tired at this point Hannah Zinkwich is. First contest of the season for her, and showing its effects early on. There's a huge difference, folks, between being game practice ready and game ready. It's just a different level kind of conditioning. Biggest lead so far for the Royals, 21 they lead. 66-45. Mountaineers. Time is now if they're going to do anything. Pocknick's going to get it started. It's going to be end line possession. They're going to say before the shot. Call block on Larissa Bowman. Otong's going to check back into the game. Parente's going to check out. And playing with 4 fouls, Toby Brinkman will check back into the game. Jesse Van Houwelingen believes this is the right time to put her back in. See if she's able to remain in the contest for the remaining 6.5 minutes. Is off a foot of a Mountaineer. Mountaineers trying to set up that double, a screen used by the Royals. Blackburn right into the hands of Brinkman. Back out to Pavlik to Brinkman. Brinkman got minimally in the air, skip to Blackburn, shot missed. Hughes to Pocknick, one-on-one with Webb. Blows by Webb, off glass, in and out of the toilet bowl. Hughes with the rebound, that's a miss. Scrap on the floor, and the possession arrow favors the Royals. Scores table getting a good laugh on that last one there. Pavlik's got it. And one! Nothing else to say about that one, folks. Just an easy convert by the Royals. Inside box position on the play by Toby Brinkman. And that is an easy foul to convert on. Pockernick's got it. To Bennett. To Otong. To Pockernick. Pockernick gets defender in the air. Partial block by Blackburn. And off the hands of Pockernick last. You're seeing the body language of this Mountaineer squad. It's starting to be dejected just a bit. And cue almost a full lineup substitution by Kevin Duffy. Andreas is back in. Goit is in. Minnelli is in. This is Zinkwich. Webb. And Pavlik, left wing 3, that misses everything. But again, into the hands of a waiting Royal. Brinkman again, almost the and one. Zinkwich with the foul. Pair of substitutions coming up right now for Jesse Van Houwelingen. Alyssa Zilny is going to check into the game, as is Lucy Brinkman, the 5'11" forward out of Ottawa, Ontario. So Zinkwich is now out of the contest with her 5th foul. Hence why Kevin Duffy had that quick little timeout opportunity. Allotted 30 seconds, no more. And Brinkman again makes the Mountaineers pay. Five minutes to go here at the D-Bar. Again, the hustle by Blackburn on the play almost forces the turnover. Kevin Duffy and the squad, unless a miracle is going to be produced here in the last 5 minutes, will be dropping to 1-8 to begin the season. I think all Kevin Duffy is going to want for Christmas is a win coming out of the break. Royals have it. 17-point lead. Blackburn just baiting the Mountaineers defense. It's going to be a foul underneath the net. Brinkman botting for position.
It's not over. Let's go. Let's finish this. Come on.
So Jesse Van Houwelingen and his squad, talking to him before the game, said they had trouble finishing games. Well, they haven't looked back since the end of that first quarter when they had a 16-point lead. It's at 17 right now and sitting pretty with 4 minutes left to go in this Tuesday night contest. It's because of plays like that. Pavlik out hustles Parente and one! Julia Pavlik hustles Alex Parente. Simply wants it more, and that's what the Royals want at this point. We've seen it all night. Parente gives up half-heartedly on the trail end, fouls on the play, and Pavlik will get 3 the old-fashioned way once again. A 30-point lead for the Royals, their largest of the contest. Blackburn's going to check out, and I'm assuming her and Toby Brinkman are done at this point with 4 minutes left in the contest. The other Brinkman's got it, Lucy. All tipped around. 4 on the shot clock. Double teamed on the play. They're going to get the foul first. Parente's going to get called. So that will reset the shot clock to 14. So the Royals bailed out on the play by the Mountaineers' reach. And again, because of the bonus situation, the Royals with a royalty-free trip to the line. Bowman coming into the contest, averaging just under 5 points a game. The Calgary, Alberta native. Shoots 69% from the line, 33% from the field. Averages 5.5 almost rebounds a game, has almost 1.5 assists. Otong's going to check back in. Parente's going to be out. Just to remind you, OCA men's basketball action coming up. The doubleheader between the Royals and the Mountaineers. Here live on M-Link Sports and Entertainment. That game is set to kick off at 8 p.m. The male Mountaineers will look for a better result than their female counterparts. Ball moved across the pond. Otong on the other end can't make it finish. A sloppy transition by the Royals means it ends up in the hands eventually of Emily Andreas. Andreas picked up her dribble, almost lost it. Goit's got it. Goit pull-out jumper blocked on the play. Palvik. Things getting sloppy here at the end of this contest. The hustle, though, continues to be formidable. Pass was intended for Minley. 3-on-1 the other way. Palvik over her hands. Still gets it in the lane. Almost converts. Rebound blocked on the play. Andreas. To Minley. 2-3 zone. Looks like more of a matchup 2-3 zone. Chapinier is going to force it up off the left hook. That's missed. Not the night Emily Chapinier wanted, to say the least. Bit of a frustrating one. So they're going to call on the rebound. So the foul is going to be called on Lucy Brinkman on the rebound opportunity. Otong will head to the line, the Cambridge, Ontario native. Didi Otong, the team's fourth leading scorer, averaging 5 points per game. Shoots 26% from the field. Coming into the fourth quarter, 4 points, 5 rebounds. Martin triple teamed on the play, still beats it. She'll find her teammate on the left side. That shot is missed. Again, Royal hustle. Mountaineers possession.
That's your shot, Vanessa. That's all right. That's your shot. Take that. It's okay.
Minley. To Andreas. To Chapinier. She's going to be doubled on the right wing. Try to find her teammate in Goit. Force pass into the lane. Never a good idea. And that applause, if you didn't know, is for Michaela Blackburn, who will check back into the contest. And Julia Pavlik's night is done. I would assume so. The fifth-year guard out of Waterloo, Ontario, has had a fantastic contest. Just under 90 seconds left here at the D-Bar. Largest lead of the game, 31-point lead for the Royals. Otong. Andreas. The matchup 3-2 zone create nightmares for Kevin Duffy and the squad, such as that. Bowman had Blackburn, a careless turnover, but it's something we haven't seen a lot of from the Royals. So Jesse Van Houwelingen is going to get his wish. His team is going to finish here in this contest, and they will improve to 3-7 on the year. The Mountaineers, nice little and one on the play by Goit. Well, the Mountaineers will drop to 1-8. Jamie Goy on the year, averaging a hair under 3 points a game. Shoots 29% from the line, can't get the three-point play. We see Brinkman again in her second foul in as many minutes here at the D-Bark. And again, the bonus situation rears its ugly head for the Royals. You can see in the background there, the male Royals beginning to warm up. Didi Otong try and pad her stats here in the late minutes. Brinkman with the rebound. Puts it at the exact place you don't want to. Right into the hands of Minnelly. She'll head back to the line. So anytime you're a big in that situation where you're getting double, the two things you can't do is one, put that ball to the floor because that becomes an easy opportunity for defenders to swipe at it. And two, if you're going to get that ball, you need to high point that ball as long as you can. That little swift motion of her arm downward to look for that pass was just enough for Beth Minnelly to get in and strip it. Martin almost got called for a travel there. Blackbird's got it. Pocket right corner, shot missed. Royals still hustling for it. Goit, 3-on-3 the other way. Trailing Chapinier. Chapinier over to Minnelly. Long two is gonna go in. So despite the inevitable outcome, Kevin Duffy's squad still with the full court press. And like we've seen for most of the evening, the Royals break it, and they're gonna convert on the other end.
No foul. No foul. Nothing easy. No foul. Let's go. Don't reach. Don't swat. Go with your feet. Drop.
Royals putting the finishing touches on their third victory here of the season. And for Kevin Duffy and his squad, well, there's a lot of thinking heading into the Christmas break. The Mountaineers dropped the contest 78-51. They sit at 1-8 on the year, and the Royals improve to 3-7. Kevin Duffy and his squad, a tough go here on your Tuesday evening, the first game of a doubleheader. And hopefully the male Mountaineers can do their part and split the home series tonight. You see the hustle of Julia Pavlik, who was there all night for the Royals, and despite many opportunities for the Mountaineers early on to try and get back into the game, it was Pavlik and company that just kept getting it done on both ends of the court. Pavlik and Brinkman putting on a show. Martin with the pretty and one there, and the hustle and a falling convert. And the Royals feel like they got the royal treatment here on the visitors' side of things as the Mountaineers lose this contest. And again, as I've said, Kevin Duffy and his squad have a lot to think about heading into the break. How will someone step up outside of Sam Pockernick and get this team turned around in the second half? The Lady Mountaineers dropped this first contest of a doubleheader, but don't worry, we got you covered with more action. The male Mountaineers, the male Royals, coming up here on Everlink Sports and Entertainment. Greg Campbell will be bringing you through the action myself at 8 p.m. Make sure you tune in.